Over the last few months, the Dallas Mavericks have been surrounded by plenty of buzz, from trading Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers to winning the draft lottery and selecting Cooper Flagg with the first overall pick. While it has been an up-and-down roller coaster ride for Mavericks fans, the team's recent trade buzz would have sent Dallas fans headed down another downward spiral. Since the beginning of the offseason, the Lakers have made it clear that they will be focusing on their future rather than the present, following the mid-season trade that gifted them Doncic. Although it was increasingly looking like the Lakers would concentrate on their future throughout the season, LeBron James has been left in the dust of the Lakers' past, and all signs are pointing to the two parties not having as seamless of a partnership as they once did. With plenty of speculations and rumors circulating throughout the basketball world, it was falsely reported that the Mavericks were one of the four teams actively looking to trade for James. While trading for James, who is on a lucrative $52.6 million contract at the age of 40 years old, makes no sense, fake rumors continued to circulate about the Mavericks pursuing a trade for the four-time MVP, and it even influenced betting odds. James to Dallas rumors finally get shot down for good, in relieving fashion. After what seemed like a long stretch of months, where James getting traded to the Mavericks was inevitable according to fans on X, Dan Woik and Joe Vardon of The Athletic have finally shot down the rumors that made zero sense to begin with. One team linked to James, the Dallas Mavericks, does not have interest in gutting their roster to match James' salary in a trade, a team source told The Athletic. While it's unclear what James' future will be in Los Angeles, it's easy to see that very few teams would be willing to gut their roster to trade for a 40-year-old whose future in the league is uncertain. James is no doubt still a great player and can contribute to a championship-caliber roster, but it's highly unlikely any team in the NBA would be willing to trade multiple valuable assets for the chance at a retirement tour with James. Once again, rumors have circulated over the past week that the Mavericks would only be interested in James in a potential contract buyout with the Lakers, but that move doesn't make sense for Los Angeles, considering they would need to pay the one-time franchise savior a handsome amount of money for zero assets in return. While a contract buyout would be best for James, considering he could determine his future and where he signs, this is a move that makes zero sense for the Lakers. It might not be the situation both parties want, but James will likely continue to be a Laker until at least the trade deadline or the end of next season, where Los Angeles could look to deal the 40-year-old in a potential package for either negative assets or to a team desperate to make that championship leap. For Dallas, it didn't make any sense to begin with, considering they would likely need to trade 4 or more contracts to acquire James, but it could have meant both P.J. Washington and Daniel Gafford would have been sent to Los Angeles. This trade not only would have gutted Dallas' depth, but all signs are pointing to Gafford being a huge part of the Mavericks next season due to injury concerns to both Derek Lively II and Anthony Davis. While the James saga will continue for much of the summer and likely into the regular season, the Mavericks must do everything in their power to avoid temptation in a potential partnership with James. Angel Reese and her brother, Julian Reese, have always had one big thing in common: basketball. Long before Angel played for the WNBA, she and Julian grew up playing the sport together in Baltimore, Maryland, at St. Francis Academy, but they've both come a long way since then. In June 2025, Julian was signed to play with the Los Angeles Lakers as an undrafted free agent in the NBA Summer League, and Angel has already offered him some sisterly advice. "I told him to show up first and make sure you're at the front of the line for drills," Angel told reporters after the news broke, later adding, "I text him every day. I'm really happy for him and proud of him." Julian was born on June 30th, 2003, just a little over a year after Angel, to Michael Reese and Angel Webb Reese. The siblings have always been close and pushed each other to be better athletes, creating a drive in both of them from an early age. "Everything was always competitive with my younger brother," Angel told What's Up? In March 2022. "We had a basketball court in front of our house, and it was always very competitive and intense. We played all the time together. It helped shape me to who I am now." From playing basketball together as kids to both attending the University of Maryland, here's everything to know about Angel Reese's brother, Julian. They grew up in Maryland. Though they were not born in Baltimore, both Angel and Julian did attend school there, playing for St. Francis Academy. Our school was literally across the street from a prison, Angel told Women's Health in February 2024. I was lucky enough to have skills and be able to make it out of there. They disagree on who was the better player when they were kids. In an October 2023 Q&A posted on March Madness YouTube, an interviewer asked both siblings the same question, and they gave hilariously opposite answers. When asked who would always win when they were little, both Angel and Julian said themselves. When they told Angel that Julian said he would beat her 100 to 20 times, she said, 100 to 20? He's out of his mind. He knows I have the better shoe. He buys expensive stuff, though. Both said each other when asked who was their parents' favorite. However, they agreed that Angel was the troublemaker. I probably was the troublemaker because I would do it, and he would get in trouble for it, she said. They both attended the University of Maryland. Before Angel became an LSU star, she played for 2 years at Maryland. A year after she started at the school, her brother followed in her footsteps. The siblings planned a sweet surprise announcement for their mom when Julian committed on Mother's Day in 2020. Julian told the Baltimore Sun that he called his mom downstairs and handed her a black sweatshirt that had a picture of Julian and Angel on a visit to Maryland on the front and the word committed on the back. It meant a lot to me, Julian told the outlet in June 2020. I felt like that was my mom's top pick too, so I feel like that would have been a good surprise for Mother's Day. Both Angel and Julian committed before they graduated high school, so neither knew the pressure or expectations that would come upon them when they played at the same school. It makes for a good storyline indeed, their mom said. However, I think it puts different pressures on both of them. For Angel, she is so highly ranked, so there's a lot of pressure for her to immediately do well. And for Julian, he's playing at the same school where his sister is already known. So he's expected to do well. He was a starting forward on the University of Maryland's basketball team. Julian was a forward for the University of Maryland, where he played for 4 seasons, starting in his freshman year. In his years with the program, Julian proved himself to be a valuable defensive player, putting Maryland in the 97th percentile of defenses when he was on the court. He knows our drop coverage really well. He's a smart basketball player. So it makes life on everybody else a little bit easier, Coach Kevin Willard told the Diamondback in March 2024. And he's 6'10", he's physical, and he throws his body around, which really helps in this league. In the 2023-24 season, Julian had the 13th most minutes played in the Big Ten League, proving his necessity to the team, but his success amid Maryland's struggles had fans rumbling that he may enter the transfer portal. Just focus on the task at hand, Julian told the outlet in response to the rumors. I like my guys in here, just staying with them and not worrying about stuff like that. He also helped lead Maryland to the NCAA tournament in March 2025, though the team was eliminated after losing to Florida 87-71 in what would be the final game of Julian's college career. Angel looks out for him. After the NCAA approved name, image, and likeness (NIL) deals in 2021, Angel immediately began to take advantage of the opportunities it provided her and included her brother in her ventures. She told Sports Illustrated in March 2022 that she always planned to sign deals with Julian and that whenever businesses tell her they're looking for a male athlete to partner with, she suggests her brother. They're like, "Do you know any players?" And I'm like, "My brother," she said. I try to include him in as many deals as I can because once I'm able to leave here, Maryland, hopefully we can sign with the same agency and do everything together, and my mom can just be right there, too. I think it'll be easy for both of us. Their mom has described Julian as laid back. Angel and Julian's mom told Sports Illustrated that while her daughter has a very strong personality, her son is more laid back. You will see him, definitely, before you hear him, she said. He's not a young man of many words. An example of his relaxed attitude happened when the siblings landed a deal with Tom Brady. While Angel couldn't contain her excitement, Julian kept more of a poker face. The Tom Brady deal, when I found out about it, I was like, "You're going to New York. They're going to fly you there first class," she said. He was so nonchalant about it. I was like, "You're representing Tom Brady." Tom Brady. He signed with the Los Angeles Lakers as an undrafted free agent. Though Julian wasn't selected in the 2025 NBA draft, he soon ended up with another opportunity to go pro. In June 2025, he signed with the Lakers as an undrafted free agent and played his first game with the team in the NBA Summer League on July 6. Angels celebrated Julian's contract with a post on X, writing, "Opportunity. Come on, Ju." Back in the 2019 NBA draft, the OKC Thunder opted to take a swing on the upside of prep-to-pro prospect Darius Bazley with a 23 overall selection. Throughout his tenure with the organization, he certainly showed flashes of potential as a rotation player in the association. His length proved to be a problem for opposing players when on the defensive end, while his athleticism made him a fun fast-break option as a streaker and lob threat. Unfortunately, said potential was never able to be displayed on a consistent enough basis, and as a result, midway through the 2022-23 campaign, the Thunder traded Bazley to the Phoenix Suns, where he would ride out the remainder of the season before spending the next 2 years bouncing in and out of the league. Following an overseas stint with the Guangdong Southern Tigers of the Chinese Basketball Association during the 2024-25 season, the former first-round pick now finds himself attempting to make an NBA comeback, as he's currently suiting up for the Los Angeles Lakers Summer League team. Though he may have fizzled out of the league once, based on the way he's been performing during the annual off-season exhibitions, it seems rather likely that he'll be earning his right to return to the league in some capacity for the upcoming season, and, from the look of it, how LA is using him seems to be a major reason why. Lakers have found a way to use Darius Bazley, Thunder never did. For the vast majority of his time spent with the Thunder, Bazley was utilized as a long and lanky tweener forward, often shoved out to the mid to long range on offense and found squaring off against 3s and 4s when on defense. With the Lakers, however, coach Lindsey Harding has decided to utilize the 25-year-old primarily as a center and, to the delight of the organization, the experiment has been a major success thus far. Between both the California Classic and Las Vegas-based games, Bazley is posting impressive all-around averages of 12.3 points, 8.5 rebounds, and 2.2 blocks per game, while shooting 56.7% from the floor. His overall energy and hustle on the hardwood have truly been mesmerizing, especially when seen going up against some of this year's top-billed youngsters. Bazley even managed to hold number 1 overall pick Cooper Flagg to a pedestrian 10 points on 5 of 21 shooting during their July 10th matchup. With the Summer League close to winding down, Los Angeles will soon have to make a decision on whether they wish to hold on to Bazley's services for 2025-26. Even without his emergence this offseason, the cash-strapped Lakers may have realistically opted to extend a standard deal in his direction for depth purposes alone. However, considering how well he's played following Harding's decision to move him primarily to the pivot, it appears that, be it in LA or elsewhere, the former Thunder forward is destined to return to the States as a highly athletic and energetic center.